Oh, hello, Hedge. I'm new to Rust investing. I was wondering, is it a good idea to invest into Valentine skins? You know what? That actually is something I've been considering. So, if you recall, for Valentine's this year, 2022. Okay, not this year. 22 so last year. No, Valentine's. Pause that music now. So just want to make sure it's nice and clear. So, there's one thing that I'm curious about, Father, and it's the Love Struck collection. Because on the in 2021, we had the Love Struck hoodie and pants. And literally the year after that, we had the Love Struck metal face mask and chest plate. What do you reckon might happen this year? What do you reckon what might happen in 6 weeks' time? That right there is probably something that's going to get a continuation, aka that's very likely going to be something that's going to get tier 2. And I wouldn't be surprised if Bad Trip does that. I would not be surprised at all if we do see Love Struck tier 2 being submitted and then it gets accepted. I wouldn't be surprised in the slightest. Now, what happened? What happened when this appeared? It caused this to go up in price. So the best thing that you can do is learn from the past. We scroll down. Hello, Love Struck hoodie. Selling for around, let's just double check, $2.54. Okay, that's cool. Scroll down. Look at its history. What price was it just before February 2022? Do you see that? Do you see this? Do you see this noticeable jump up in price? Father 22... That right there is what happened when we saw the Valentine's Rustle rotation roll in, and people saw that the Love Struck collection continued and doubled in price. So yes, that happened. Do you think the exact same thing will happen again when we have Valentine's in 6 weeks' time? Well, that's where you've got to make a decision whether or not you want to jump in. That's where you have to make a decision and make a consideration. You know what? Maybe that's not a bad shout. Not a bad idea. But at the moment, there is a bit of a problem. These prices have gone up recently, haven't they? And you can see that. All skin prices have gone up. Over the past 4 weeks, the Love Struck hoodie, for example, has gone up by about 33%. Do you want to wait a couple more weeks, or do you want to buy in now? The prices are a bit high, but could they go even higher? That is the question. And at the moment, my answer is I would expect them to go higher. I would expect them to go higher. So let's go to, let's of course go to, oh, well, damn, look at that. That's pretty obvious, isn't it? Yeah, hooray, look. Oh, it's the Valentine's Rustle rotation. I wonder what's there. Oh, what? Love Struck collection has continued with a new piece, a new core piece. Tripled up in price. Tripled in price. So far for 22. If you're going to sit there and say, Hedge, do you reckon this is a good idea? I'm going to sit here and say the only thing that really catches my eye is the Love Struck collection. Everything else, people didn't care too much for it. Especially during the year. During the year, everything that was positive that you see here was pretty much below its Rustle price. Evil Heart Door's a good one. Evil Heart Door for most of this year wasn't above its Rustle price. In fact, it wasn't doing too good for a long time. But recently, a lot of people have jumped in and started to like it. And with only 39 on the Steam market now, it's probably going to stay around maybe $3 for a long time. Maybe that's the standard price it's going to be from here on now. But then we should also point out the likes of the Neon Hearts box and the Valentine's box. So we'll take a look at these as well. So you got the Neon Hearts box right here. I scroll down, buddy, and, well, of course, if you remember, we had that buff for all the small boxes, so this went up in price regardless. But ever since this came out, a lot of people just wanted it, and it's just had a very nice gradual increase in price. No issues, no worries, all good, very nice. So if we do see some very nice but straight to the point okay designs, like Neon Hearts box wasn't insane, it's very simply a heart that glows in the dark, it's pinky, purple, that's it. But that was enough, people liked it, and right now, selling for like $4.50. Then we take a look at the likes of the large box. So this had a bit more of a design to it. This right now is selling for like $3.50. And, well, was it exact same as well? So it came out, didn't do much, went down in price during the bad times in May time, earlier this year, in 2022. Peaked up again around July, August time, went back down again as we hit around September and October time. But ever since then, since December, it's been going up and up and up in price. So from the beginning of December to now, it's seemingly almost doubled in price. So it would probably be okay to invest into the likes of deployables, but if there's a new armor and clothing collection, that doesn't turn out to work out very well, does it? But this collection only really took off because we got more added to it. So if we do see the likes of Wings of Love getting some armor being introduced and accepted for Valentine's as well, then right there is another good opportunity to make some money. If you see the submission on the Monday, Wings of Love tier 2 or tier 3, then it would be a good opportunity to make some speculative purchases and then see what happens there. But these right now are in the negative. But with these two, and with the hoodie in the pants, the Lovestruck hoodie and pants, I wouldn't be surprised if people probably start buying maybe around now, with the anticipation, the expectation that Lovestruck will get another core piece being accepted. Easter, oh no, nobody likes Easter. Nobody cares about Easter. It's unfortunate, but that is the way it is. The only real collection, the only holidays that really have that much of an impact are Halloween and Christmas. All the other ones, not so much. Easter does have some things peak up in price. I'll show you that. So if we go to 2022, and if we go to Easter, So, Easter 2022, I know for a fact that the very gimmicky skins for Easter usually don't do very well. We're in the good times right now. We are in the best times to sell your skins. And some of these Easter skins are still doing badly. Take a look at that. The Bunny Blast AK-47. It's only selling for $1.32. That's not very good. Carrot Double Barrel Shotgun, $1.44. But then you got the likes of the Easter Carrot Storage. That's still ever so slightly above its rush store price. But only now has it got to this point. Go take a look at how it performed during this year. So it had a high and it went down. So when times are good, it sells good. When times are bad, it sells bad. Simple as. Times are good, price is up. And yeah, you got the Goofy armor. That didn't do too very well. This did not do well throughout all of this year, but only now has it started to go up in price. So I just wouldn't really go too insane for the likes of Easter skins this year either. But if you're going to sit there and say, but Hedge, should I buy some in anticipation for Easter? Yeah. What you could do is you could take a look at the Easter 2020 skins. No, 2021 skins. And you could go and see, did any of these skins go up in price for Easter back then? Well, at the moment you can see quite a lot of these are in the red as well. This isn't looking very good, is it? Carrot knife. Beautiful. But everything else, bleh. Now, if you really do want to buy something that has a pretty good chance of going up in price during Easter, that'll be the Nest hat and the Bunny hat. These are down in price at the moment. This is selling for around $2.30. This is selling for just barely over $2. But when it's Easter, what happens? What happens to the Nest hat? I'll just quickly show you this. The Nest hat gets reintroduced at a much higher price. The Nest hat, so on the in Easter 2020, sold for $8.49, and in Easter 2021, sold for $7. In Easter 2022, sold for $6. What price is that right now? $2.50 almost. What's going to happen when it gets reintroduced at a higher price? What do you expect to happen? Well, we're going to take a look. What happened during 2022 this year? Jumped up in price. So, yeah, it will match up to around the same price as it's selling in the Rust store. So these are some of the things that you can keep an eye out for the likes of Valentine's and Easter. Some of you might also say, but what about Chinese New Year? Chinese New Year is okay, but the skins don't really do much. Now, the only thing that I would say that you could probably invest into that might make a profit would be the Gong and the Knocker, and they don't sell that well either. But when they get reintroduced, these do go up in price again as well. So usually when the Rust store rotates for Chinese New Year, this sells for $3 in the Rust store and this sells for $2.49. But they are cheap right now, very cheap. And, you can see a bump. Around, here it is, yeah. Chinese New Year, it goes from around $1.30, shoots up to around $2. And that was it. And then it went back down again quite quickly. So for Chinese New Year stuff, it doesn't really matter too much because it's always a different animal. And yeah, it doesn't really reflect and roll over to the next year very well either. some of the skins will be stand out and sell very nicely and still do very nicely after that as well. That can happen, yes. But yeah, honestly, it's only Valentine. It's only Halloween and Christmas that really do have an impact and really get somewhere. So yeah, that's the answer. So does that make sense to you? Valentine's can work if you add the context of what's there. But yeah, other than that, it's not really people really go crazy for. You will see some skins go up in price, but it's not going to really be something that you want to buy 50 skins for and try and make a profit. It's not like that. It's not like Christmas. Christmas is fun. Halloween can work as well, but Christmas is usually the best. Random Plays Game says, what about Lunar New Year? Oh, I already said that, didn't I? It's Rabbit for this year. Would it be a... You know what? Maybe it's a massive stretch, but you could probably buy those rabbit skins that we saw for Easter last year. Maybe. I wouldn't bet on it, but you got the bunny furnace, the rabbit, Guardian of Easter armor. Yeah. That could be something you might want, but I really don't think it's gonna work out very well. But there's also another potential thing. Look, Guardian Easter here. Maybe we'll see Guardian of Easter Tier 2. Maybe we'll see Guardian of Easter Hoodie and Pants, much like the Lovestruck collection. This has turned into a bit of a ramble, but gentlemen, at the moment, just enjoy selling your skins. You don't need to worry too much about buying skins. But if you have reached a point where you've sold far too much, well, it doesn't hurt to look around and start making considerations of buying certain things just so you can continue selling stuff. I mean, I've had to do that today. If you look over here, I'm buying red lines because why not? But this account right here is exhausted. I had the maximum amount of money that I could possibly put onto it, as well as the maximum possible buy order amount that I could have as well. So I don't mind what happens here. It's done everything it could. Now it's just going to sit there and buy stuff, and I just leave it be. It's a nice thing, I do say. It's a nice thing, but care more about selling things. If you really need to buy things, the smartest thing I would say would be those TF2 paints, which I bought a lot of at the moment. So, yeah, I hope you've all done very well with that, and that is a bit of an outlook for some of the other holidays, but I'm pretty sure I've kind of got the point across. The only the things with the added context of if it's a continuation of a collection, it will get somewhere, but in terms of Lunar New Year, Easter and Valentine's, people don't really go crazy for it unless the skins are really stand out and interesting. But yeah, unless it's a continuation of a collection, mainly, hoodie, pants, tier 3, tier 2, nothing really goes up in price that much. Sometimes the items do a bit, but yeah, they don't go up that much, as I showed you with Lunar New Year. So yeah, that was quite a talk, wasn't it? Sorry about that, I went on a bit of a ramble. You know what? I actually am probably going to turn that into a video now. Thank you for asking that question, Father22.